Hey everyone, how's it going? In this video, we're going to work through an example involving trig questions. The problem says, given that sine of alpha is equal to negative 4/5 and 90 is less than alpha is less than 270, without using a calculator, determine the value of each of the following in its simplest form. Okay, so the first question wants us to find sine of negative alpha. Now, in order to do this, we have to explore the relationship between sine of negative alpha and negative sine of alpha. So let's say I have my coordinate plane right here, and this is going to be my unit circle. Now, if I make some hypothetical angle theta right here, then the triangle it's going to form is going to have some y value and some x value. Okay, so then my sine value, so sine of theta, is just going to be opposite, which is y, over my hypotenuse. So I'll just write that as h. So h. And now, what if I drew the angle negative theta? Well, that would be the same angle as theta, but just going down. So this would be negative theta right here, and it would have the same x value, but this time instead of going up y, it's going to go down y. So the coordinate is going to be minus y. What's my sine going to be? So my sine of negative theta is equal to now opposite, which is negative y, over my hypotenuse, which is still h. And this is just the negative value of this. So if it's negative value of y over h, that means it's just the negative value of sine theta. So from there we can say sine of negative theta is equal to negative sine of theta. Awesome. So let's see what answer we get for the first part then. Well, we're asked to find sine of negative alpha, and we know that sine of alpha is negative 4/5. That means sine of negative alpha is just going to be positive 4/5. Okay. Now let's work on the second part, the cosine of alpha. So we're told that our angle is between 90 and 270 degrees. So if this is my unit circle right here, then my angle, let's say, is going to be, I don't know, somewhere right here. And let's see, we're told that our sine is negative 4/5. So that means sine of alpha equals negative 4/5, which means that opposite over hypotenuse is equal to negative 4/5. So from here we can say that I can say that if I have a triangle going like this, if my hypotenuse is 5 and my opposite side, which is this, is negative 4, and this is my, well, that would be theta, alpha now, then I can solve for my adjacent side, right? Because this is just a right triangle. So we can utilize Pythagorean Theorem. I can say adjacent, which I'll call a. So a squared plus negative 4 squared equals 5 squared. And this actually just becomes a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So we're going to have a squared is equal to 9, which means a can equal plus or minus 9, or plus or minus 3. So in this case, though, we're going to the left of the origin, which means that a can only be negative 3. Okay, so now instead of writing a right here, I'm going to write negative 3. And now, what's cosine? Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So our adjacent side is negative 3. Our hypotenuse is 5. So our cosine is negative 3/5. Okay, now to work on this last problem. So we want to find sine of alpha minus 45. So sine of alpha minus 45 degrees. And to do this, we're going to have to utilize one of the rules of trigonometry, which is that sine of A minus B is equal to sine A cosine B minus sine B, cosine A sine B. Okay, so let's plug in our numbers here. We're going to have sine alpha times cosine of 45 minus cosine alpha times sine of 45. Now, sine of alpha we know. Sine of alpha is negative 4/5. So negative 4/5 times, what's cosine of 45? Well, cosine goes 1, root 3 over 2, root 2 over 2, root 1 over 2, 0. So cosine of 45 is going to be root 2 over 2. So times root 2 over 2 minus cosine alpha, which we just found to be negative 3/5 over here, negative 3/5 times sine also is root 2 over 2. That's one of the properties that sine and cosine of 45 are both root 2 over 2. So now let's simplify. We have negative 4 root 2 over 10 plus 3 root 2 over 10. So negative 4 root 2 plus 3 over 2 equals negative root 2 over 10. And so we got our final answer, negative root 2 over 10. I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, let me know. And as always, happy studying.
If you found this video helpful, please take a second to hit the like button or comment down below. If anything in this video was unclear, or if you had a question about any other topic, please don't hesitate to comment it or send it to me in a message and I'll do my best to answer it for you. Thanks for your support and happy studying.